greatest of all time. So it's rare that I get a chance to sit down with one of the guys who's debated about to talk about the conversation of that term, the GOAT.
Whole GOAT term is never going to be something that I ever will get high or low about. It just doesn't exist for me. I never played against Oscar Roberts or Jerry West. Would have loved to. Absolutely love to. Just as competitive as I am. And I actually learned from them. And we, paved the road to the Kobe's and LeBron, right? And to me, it's the beauty of the game of basketball that a player after a previous player has evolved the game further. But don't then, in essence, this is where I look at it. Don't then now use that against the player that actually taught you the game or that you learned from. And that's why I have a tough time. And look, I would love to have played against LeBron and Kobe in my prime. I would love to have played against those guys. But we'll never be able to know that. Part of the marketing, part of the hype, part of the things that tries to elevate one generation above the other, I think it creates animosity. I have no animosity against today's players, but you do have certain players that do have animosity because of the forgottenness of what their contribution has been to the game of basketball. It is what it is. It is a empty comparison. It's absolutely never find the true answer to that question.
It's a circular conversation.
It's just going to keep.
You're never going to get
it.
And
I understand,
but it's great to talk about.
100% to talk about in the vision. Look, I think LeBron is that unbelievable great. I admire him for what he's done. And Kobe as well as KD and all these guys who have played in this era. I think they've elevated the game of basketball tremendously. I just don't agree when you start, trying to put one above the other. It doesn't work. We'll never know. It creates more of a problem